Hey, what's up? It's Adventures with Lollygagging and Friends. Don't worry, they can't hear you guys. Hey, we're starting. Monster of the Week. We're just reminiscing about how last episode ended and exactly what's gonna happen tonight. We'll find out. It could be the last session of Monster of the Week tonight. They were spending a lot of time trying to figure out what to spend their recent team XP on. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't know why you're bothering. I'm just going to eat you with a crocodile here in a second. We'll be out of here in 15 minutes. Be good to go. But nonetheless, we got a cool new move that someone will explain. But anyhow, why don't we do some intros and then we'll get started. So Chuck, you're up, man. Tell us about Phil.
Hey, I'm Phil, older brother of Donna. And I'm just a golf ace, super pro. Mega awesome. I'm also playing the mundane. So just a dude in khakis on a golf course.
Chuck, did you know that this weekend something happened in golf, in professional golf, that hasn't happened in 33 years? Something like that?
Yeah.
What was it? Do you know?
A rare albatross was sighted.
God damn it. That is not, no. An amateur on the PGA Tour won this past weekend for the first time since like 1991.
Oh, well, he's not an amateur anymore, is he?
He can't, like, he actually doesn't get his money too. It's like a $1.3 million purse and he doesn't get any money.
What? Why?
Isn't that tragic? It's totally tragic. He'll be fine.
That's terrible.
If you're good enough to win a PGA Tour, you're probably gonna win more money. But yeah. The last person to do it was a guy named Phil Mickelson. By the way, is in our game. The Mickelsons.
Snap!
Mickelsons are in our game.
Oh, is Jack Nicklaus in it?
What's that?
Jack Nicklaus in?
No, not yet. Not yet. I have a long list, and he was playing in the 80s, so it's certainly possible. All right, enough about that. Next up, Bert, tell us about Anton.
Oh, Anton's the cousin from the old country. He hears that people have guns and use them in America. He, in theory, can use one.
In theory.
We have...
And he's very comfortable in these golfing attire that we're needing to wear. The shoes especially. Snazzy. I might just keep them.
We have seen your shooting ability. You have in fact fired a gun a couple times.
Is Anton why our boat is sinking right now?
If you recall, he did in fact shoot into the boat. Yes.
Yep.
That is what's happening.
Hearsay. It's not going that way.
If you scroll back up, you'll notice at some point Anton rolled very poorly, I think. There it was. On a miss, things go to hell. I think that might have been it. Or no, I don't know. It's up there somewhere. But yeah. All right. Next up, Jeremy, tell us about Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin is the tall, gangly goth of the family. He's also a hex that specializes in fire magic. He's Caleb's older brother. But the important thing is he's just a font of raw talent. It's very proud of the fact that he holds the championship trophy, and he's going to make sure to rub that in Phil's face forever.
I can't tell you how much I enjoy the fact that you guys played in a golf tournament, and as a team, yet afterwards, it was like, oh, I did better than him. It's like, I have the trophy. I think you actually took the trophy too, because it was like,
well, because the hex also has to take like a motivation, and then when I took is I like to just bring other people down.
Nice. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, of course, I would make sure to take his championship trophy.
Yeah, but I got the higher number.
I'm pretty sure you guys just stole the championship trophy.
Yeah, no, I just stole it, but I'm still going to rub it in his face. I'm a good person.
Yes, you are. You are indeed. Next up, Melissa, tell us about Donna Theodore, and tell us about what the team took with their new XP or advancement or whatever it was.
So Donna Theodore is the aforementioned younger sister. I almost said it wrong again. Younger sister of Phil Theodore. She is wronged. So she was a relatively kind of generic kind of person. And then Nana was killed, and then suddenly she is all like tricked out and ready for a fight. So for our team upgrade, we're pretty much done with our own team's playbook and things that looked interesting to us. So we went over to the playbook for the chosen one in Entourage, and what we picked was friends stick together. So once per mystery, a hunter can call the rest of the team to their current location. Everyone arrives as soon as they potentially can, which can be right this instant if at all possible. So kind of a team-based little Marco Polo.
Fantastic. Two things. First, Architects of Fate, thank you so much for the raid. Perfect timing. We're just getting started. Secondly, anyone notice how angrily Melissa types in scrolls? Anyone else? You guys can just hear her just very angry. Okay.
Mm.
It's a hostile work environment.
It's the like updated mic location is closer to the mouse and
Gotcha.
keyboard and whatnot.
Sure.
Pisses her off.
Yeah.
It's
The location of the mic.
just gonna throw it soon. Okay. And then finally, Adam, tell us about the younger Redding.
Hey, I'm Caleb. I don't know. I don't know much what's happening anymore, but I'm on a road trip with the family, and they just go places. We're doing things. It's kind of like my transient period in life because I don't go to high school anymore for some reason. I don't remember. But it's so cool because like I get to hang out with my brother, and I get to do all sorts of dares, get to spend time with my cousins. It's great. Yeah, man. Dude, did you see that last one? I told you I could take my ear off and put it back on. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a
you
little
definitely did.
weird ever since I came on the road trip, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. It's all good.
I don't think you guys are gonna figure it out. I think you're gonna figure it out. But before we get started, some quick summary reminder. Again, we're in North Carolina. You're responding to a request from one of your grandmother Muriel's old friends / lovers, a man by the name of Larry Mize, who runs a wonderful Denny's just outside Greensboro, North Carolina. It's around Christmas time. You all have been investigating at a kind of an upper crust, or at least upper middle class neighborhood by the name of Hagen Greens, where a man's body had washed up on the shore of the lake, missing some of his organs. And upon a further investigation and conversation with the very drunk medical examiner, Dr. Matea Harper, it became pretty clear that they weren't surgically removed or eaten or like taken out in any sort of violent way, but they were extracted from one of the existing orifices of the body. You also got involved with with some sort of strange turtle monster out on the lake. Got away from that. Then the next day, you guys went and played in a golf tournament, and you met some folks, you met some people, stole some things. And during a trophy presentation at the end of that tournament, you all met Rob Petry, who is the patio furniture owner, and had some sort of, he kind of creeped, I think, a few of you guys out. Little odd guy, very odd guy. And while the various awards and trophies were being handed out, another body washed up on shore, just by the clubhouse, just by the dining area. And that was one of the HOA members of Hagen Estates, Julie Inkster. And upon quick examination, it did seem like she might have suffered a similar fate as to the first guy. Duffy Waldorf, one of the cops, the local cops, came by and kind of pushed you guys out, elbowed you guys away eventually, and seems to have some kind of relationship with that Rob Petry. So you guys decided that you're going to go back out on the water. And you have yourselves a harpoon, and you started fighting this. This we're just going to call it what it is, a kappa, this turtle monster thing. You used various cucumbers that kind of popped up from the lake below, and they got very distracted by it. You threw a Santa Claus lawn ornament that was filled with chum. You were having that tethered to the back of your boat. Then you started fighting the kappa. Anton fired and put some holes in the boat, and you guys were harpooning the kappa itself. And right as it looked like things were going really, really well, because you were actually tethered to the kappa, a giant crocodile erupted from the water and clamped down onto Santa Claus's chum-filled ass. And that's exactly where we're going to pick up. As all of you right now are in the boat. The boat has been taking on water. You have two issues. You have both the kappa itself, who is still kind of thrashing around, as I think Donna and Phil were kind of messing around with a harpoon and a rope. And now the boat itself is being dragged underwater by this massive crocodile. What do you guys want to do?
Swim.
Yeah.
Appeal to a higher authority.
Yeah, I think because we're being dragged by the harpoon and the crocodile, I will pull out my trusty multi-tool and try and cut the rope. Free us from this crocodile action.
Okay. I think that makes perfect sense. Let's just do an act under pressure roll just to see how long this is going to take. See if you're able to get this done particularly quickly.
11.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So on 11, you do exactly what you do. So as the boat is kind of getting pulled under, as the waves from the splashdown of the crocodile throw you all around, the water's coming up from underneath as well. You manage to saw quickly through the rope that's connecting to the Santa Claus ornament, and it snaps, and then your boat lurches free. You can see the kappa is probably using this opportunity to try to disentangle itself from the group as well. But you all currently are at least no longer being dragged under the water by this giant crocodile. But the kappa is very much trying to disentangle itself, and you're not entirely sure that the crocodile has disappeared. What next?
I want to make some turtle soup. Just have the flame serpent tattoos wind themselves around it and just, boil that little pot of water on his head.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Absolutely. Roll your use magic. As again, water's kind of, you're feeling the water up to probably your ankles or so at this point, but you focus one thing at a time.
It looks like the last skill check I made was a use magic, so I'll get to use my luck of the damned. We'll do a +1 on this.
Okay. Sounds good.
If it actually rolls, did it?
I do not see anything coming through. Just there it goes.
No, dang it. So even with the +1, I don't think that's enough.
It's going to take you a 9, partial success. So it works imperfectly. You get to choose your effect in a glitch, and then the keeper decides what effect that glitch has. So go ahead. What do you want to have done to this thing? It's taken some damage. It certainly has taken some damage. It does have that big old shell, which has kind of protected it all against a lot of physical damage, but your magic is kind of finding ways to slip underneath it. So
normally the burn everything lets me do 3 damage and ignore armor, so maybe it's reduced damage. Or
that sounds fair. Sure.
I tried to get cocky. I tried to boil the little thing on his head. Instead of just burning him, I should have just flamethrowed him, but I was like, I'm going to be clever. Look at me, turtle soup. Oh shit, he's wiggling around.
Okay, so we'll say that the head quickly gets torched. It's almost like you've taken like a kitchen torch to it, and like this blue flame just suddenly bursts, and it's there and it's gone very, very quick. You do see the liquid sort of briefly seems to dissipate, but then just as quickly as it dissipates, it immediately fills back up. And you can see that the water, almost magically from nowhere, it's not like the water sloshed over from the lake into it. It just seems to kind of pop back into that bowl in its head. But it has taken damage, and it does screech out in pain as that fire torches it. So one other thing. So let's see. Trying to see if there's okay. So what else do you all want to do? So you've got this thing. He's not quite dead, and he's really just sort of tugging and pulling, and you can see the rope that's connected to him is starting to fray. The harpoon is still in range of whoever wants to do it. You guys can see the water. It's very dark out here, but we have flashlights and such. I think one of them might have fallen down, but otherwise, you can see that there's like some small ripples, as though the surface is being disturbed by something large underneath it that is moving around. What's next?
Can I try and plug the hole and see if there isn't a sump pump installed?
Sure. So what do you want to try? So what are you trying to plug the hole with?
Well, first I want to check like the storage box to see if they've got anything in there. A lot of times they'll have plugs or the underwater tape, the stuff that sticks below water. Okay.
I mean, you guys are a pretty handy team. I know that's specifically for your own gear and assets, but I would imagine just from like the story points, you guys are probably pretty good at each of you one way or the other.
You're all good at fixing stuff. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's say again, let's do another. This sounds like act under pressure. So give us an act under pressure as you try to dig into whatever supplies are here on board and see if you can kind of get that.
I think I made it worse.
So Anton, with your 6 again. So Anton, you're digging through.
I drop an anvil through the hole. Whoa!
You go to
square peg in a round hole. You're just like
you go to press something against the holes at the bottom of the boat to try to make sure that it gets plugged. But in pushing it down, you just sort of push it through the boat as the boat around just starts to fracture. Maybe it's not a boat in particularly good condition, or maybe the gunshot hole has caused like some stability issues as it just cracks and opens, and now the water starts rushing up much faster and much quicker into the boat itself. And I'm going to say at this point, the Kappa has torn through the rope of the harpoon, and you can see that they are starting to sort of paddle away at this point from the boat. They're not completely out of your range, but they've moved away from like just the side of the boat. You can still see them, but they're starting to swim away. What's next?
So is the boat like too far like gone? Like it's
too far gone for what?
Because I'm thinking, Caleb, he's trying to figure out what to do. He's been sitting here like this whole time, and so he's just like so he's gonna like lay down on his back and just let like some of his like congealed skin just kind of try and stop up and like get stuck in there. Stop the leak.
Gross but clever.
Okay, so what we'll say is that the boat is let's say a third filled with water now, and the weight of the water plus you all is starting it's sagging significantly. However, this would probably, if you succeed at this, you would at the very least prevent more water from coming in, and maybe people could potentially bucket some stuff out. So
bet you I could plug this hole.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have like a I think just roll under. I think just act under pressure, because I don't think you have like a use magic type of thing for your zombie stuff like Corbin does for his magic.
Like
so yeah, let's just do act under pressure.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so on an 8, the keeper's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. Okay, I'll say Okay, let's say the pay is this is in honor of your older brother. This is my idea, and if you don't like this, just say so. It's fine. You kind of flop down, put your back against the wall, and you're like looking up. You got your back down, And as you are allowing your body to loosen and plug some of those holes, I'm going to say the price to pay is that as your cheek gets caught in the larger hole that Anton has crafted, you feel sharp, painful teeth
I love
break
this.
into
Yes,
it
let's do it. Yeah.
and rip part of your ass completely off. And the pain is excruciating.
Well, we've tried the half-assed approach.
Yeah.
This is not the first time that we
Tradition's a beautiful thing.
tradition. Okay.
Let's do it. So
okay.
what am I doing?
So I would say just take one harm, and we'll say
You should
excruciating
give me
pain.
2. You should give me 2.
Sure, take 2.
Okay,
and
because
then
I reduce it by 1.
Okay, so we'll say 2 harm, and then you're basically in intense pain as half of like one of your ass cheeks just got ripped away. Okay. So water is no longer rushing in, but you guys do feel yourselves sinking, and you have moments before the edge of the boat is
Bucket.
sort of parallel with the surface of the water, and stuff starts floating in. At this point, you can see the Kappa is a little bit further away. So unless you have like a ranged weapon, it's probably too far to get to him. And you also see you're being like there's a weird current, as if something's kind of circling around here and there. Donna, I saw you point at yourself when I said ranged weapon. What do you want to do?
Donna's got a gun. Donna wants to shoot at the Kappa.
Okay. Sure. So as the Kappa is just kind of doggy paddling away at this point, you turn fire at it. Okay. So go ahead and kick some ass.
I will try. Oh, gotta hit that button. Oh, gosh, darn it. Partial success.
Partial success is still very good. Okay, so you're gonna flick the harm rating of your weapon, and then you're also gonna get harm rating on you. I'll say that it's not necessarily going to attack you, or rather, we'll say that as you are leaning out and like you're kind of steadying and going to fire, it's not so much the turtle, the Kappa, that bites you, but like the scene from Jaws, as you're reaching your arm over, suddenly these teeth just come up from the water, and your arm, you just feel it get chomped on by the massive jaws of this crocodile. You're able to pull your arm back before you're tugged over the side, but we will say that you're going to take some harm from that. What's the harm on your weapon? So I know what to give the Kappa.
2.
2. Okay. So, is it like piercing or anything?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think so. It's just close and loud.
Okay. And then you're going to take 2 harm back from the chomping right on your wrist and your arm. And as you pull it away, you can see your arm just bleeding from like this large crocodile tooth that's scraped down your forearm. But you haven't been dragged under, at least.
Someone might say, looking at me, that I appear a bit unstable. Wink, wink.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. So the boat's been plugged. The water is no longer rushing in, but the boat is still sinking. There's a crocodile nearby. Caleb's stuck to the bottom of the boat unless you want water to start rushing in again. Donna nearly just got her arm bit off by the crocodile, and the Kappa now is like 15, 20 feet away. What's next?
Clearly, it's time to burn Donna.
Okay. I'm on board.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Well, again, so basically, the horn serpent tattoos will do the thing where they come forward and they split open to like multi-headed hydras that are almost like these little, stitches, like little filaments of fire that will start burning through your wound and cauterizing it and pulling it together, and it'll heal you, but hurt terribly while it happens. So,
And Donna just always grits. Like she's decided that she's going to be tough. And so she just is always just sort of like makes this very scrunchy face, but never lets on that it hurts. And it just sort of gives this like through gritted teeth, just like, thank you.
And then +1. I can't. It always does this thing where I
rolled a
can't see my
13,
results.
so you do have on a 12 plus, so you get the effects from on a 12 plus. So you get an extra benefit. I'll say maybe the extra benefit is that it becomes like a mini AoE, and somebody else near Donna also gains the benefit of a heal. If there's somebody who needs it, we'll say, because that's the extra effect. The keeper gets to offer it. So
I don't know if anybody else is
Nice.
certain. Well,
I'm
Caleb,
down a harm.
Sorry,
Don't know
Jeremy,
if
how much
Caleb
harm was
is.
that?
It should be 3. I'm going to double check myself.
Okay.
Sweet.
Well, I know Caleb's down 1, Phil's down 1. I don't know if Anton's down anything, but if that's the case, we could say that if no one's down a significant, we can say that you're...
Yeah, 3.
Okay, your magic just sort of radiates out, and Phil and Caleb, both of you can take that harm back. Caleb, I'm going to say you're still missing that half of the ass cheek. It's gone, but you're no longer
Just cauterized.
bleeding. Yeah, it's just cauterized off completely.
At least, it was worth it.
Yeah.
I love being a healer that you hate being healed by. It's one of my favorite joys in RPGs.
Yeah. You've done it a couple times on Mondays.
I know.
Dr. Cosmo. All right. So at this point, I'm going to say the kappa has descended beneath the water, and you can probably no longer see the kappa. The boat is about to get, like, you can see the water is now coming into the boat itself, and you're starting to sink. There is definitely something still in the water. You feel something bump against the small boat of yours, and you guys get spun around a bit. What's next?
We got to get out of here.
Water, get out.
Do we have any things to start bailing the boat out with?
You can say there's a bucket in here. That's fine.
Oh, okay. I was
What?
going to
What
use
are you gonna
pants.
Oh, well, that's way better.
Yeah.
Okay.
They taught it in Boy Scouts. You tie a hole in each leg and you get it wet, and it's good enough. It's like a 2-legged bucket.
I love that Phil is doing this while there's a bucket literally next to him.
Right.
No time. No
That
time.
is just like the right tools for the job, brother. The right tools.
This is
for
the
job.
best tool.
No.
Is there by any chance a flare gun on board?
There could be. Let's see. Roll investigative mystery. Actually, we'll see if as you're looking around.
Sure. Make me roll. I mean,
Yeah.
you might as well just say no.
It's an investigate though. That should be yours, right?
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay.
There you go.
I will say with a partial success, yes, but only 1 cartridge.
Okay.
That's the partial.
What do you think, guys? May not like fire down the gullet.
Just do it. It worked in Jaws as I'm continuing to bail water with my pants.
So Phil is bailing water with pants. Donna's taking
Bailing
the
water with a
bucket in the bucket. Caleb is plugging the holes in the bottom of the boat with his meat, and Corbin's healing people. Anton, you've got a flare gun. You're the only one who's not busy doing something.
I'm
Are you gonna shoot a gun?
We're
Is
going to
Anton
wait
gonna
for the
shoot a
thing to
gun?
make an attack run.
You see?
Launch a flare up
Everybody
in there.
flinches as they see him pick up the flare
You
gun.
see bursting out of the water, and it's enormous. Like this is definitely an abnormally large crocodile, right? And you see it lifting up, and it's getting ready to chomp down onto like the side of the boat, say the starboard side of the boat. Anton, roll kick some ass as you try to fire the flare gun down its throat.
We got anything to use?
I don't remember how we use it, but we do.
I
We
think
do have
it's
stuff to
one
use it.
plus one.
Is it just a +1?
So there you
Okay,
go.
yeah.
Take a +1.
+1. Okay. Let's see what attribute is off tough. So I'm going to temporarily increase my tough. Oh, geez. Okay.
God,
I'm going to burn the luck to turn that into a 12.
Okay.
Yay.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Okay. So
Oh,
What I'll say is-
God. I thought you were about to set us all on fire.
He was.
Okay, so with a 12,
Anton has now used 3 of his luck. Once he's used them all, he's dead.
he's
dead.
dead. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
This is what we'll say. The mouth comes up, you fire in, and although I'm not going to say that there's a pressurized air canister there for its head to explode, but I will say that maybe the chum, or maybe just the fact that some of your engine has been leaking some fuel, the mouth kind of catches on fire as the flare flies right into it, and you can see like little bits of fire kind of erupt inside of its massive mouth, and then you see it lift up and dive back down into the water.
Clearly, we
to try to
mixed in
douse it.
some rubbing alcohol to sterilize the chum because nobody wants
course.
to get sick.
That's very
Exactly. Food poisoning is a serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No salmonella on
Before
this
you
team.
die, you definitely shouldn't get some other kind of infection.
Right.
Well,
So
what
I'll
if something
say-
eats?
With that gives you guys time probably to get away, as it's now dealing with like this scorched inner mouth, and the kappa has already fled. So that's probably going to give you guys enough time to flee if that is your desire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So whoever can starts to paddle. As if you recall, you almost ran out of gas. And so you get a little bit away, and then you start paddling and paddling and paddling. And eventually you guys do make it to shore with your boat intact is not the best word, but you're with the boat. You're all alive. The monster, there's now you know that there's not just one monster, but a second one perhaps, or it's just, abnormally large. But you guys reach the shore near the dock inside of Hagen Estates. It is late at night. I think we did this at sunset. So by the time you guys get back to the neighborhood, it's like, 10, 11 o'clock or something like that. Maybe you're out on the water for a few hours. So what do you guys want to do?
So, do we get some shut eye, talk with creepy dude, and then rethink our approach in the morning?
I agree. We've already
Yeah.
golfed a round of golf and then went and did that. So sleep is good. I think
Anton
we
is
took things-
wiping off his prints on everything he touched on this boat.
I will say
we did things a little out of order this time. I think we kind of jumped right into trying to
Yeah.
Yeah,
fight
we
the
did
monster
that with the
before we figured
Razorback guy
things out.
too.
think
That's true. And then we figured it out, and then we went back.
I think I'm gonna have to get like a cushion or something. Like put it in my pants all the time.
You're going to set a little off to the side if you don't.
Just put your wallet on that side.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Ah,
Anton, that was, I hate to compliment people, but that was an amazing inferno of action.
That was quite the. That was a lot of fire there.
It was like jumping up out of the water, and you're
Anton
like,
is
Yeah.
I surprised myself.
Anton is, as you look over, there's a stray dog from the neighborhood, and he's just down there petting
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to head back to your motel, crash for the night? Sure, not an issue.
Mhm.
Not an issue. As you drive out of the Hagen Estates, a handful of folks are on the road, plenty of Christmas lights up. You wave to your friend Jim Furyk at the gate, and we'll say you make it back. You rest. Morning comes. No one came and tried to kill you in your sleep. And so it's the next day. You guys are refreshed. Maybe some of you have cleaned yourselves. Maybe not. But what is the next step for the family?
Well, the way I see it, we got two things we need to do. Talk to the creepy man and then see what information we can find out about creepy bull-headed turtles.
I agree with you. While we're talking about that, I'm pouring cereal into a championship cup and eating from it.
It still doesn't count if you stole it.
Totally counts.
hey,
Did you win the tournament?
hey,
Did
But
you
you
have a
didn't
trophy?
either. It's touched. Okay.
I wore a salmon-colored polo and slicked back my hair.
It looked great on you. You should.
Corbin.
Anton is still wearing a salmon colored polo and his hair is still slicked back.
Nice.
Hey, Corbin,
Mhm.
you gonna eat all that?
Oh God, no! Actually, this makes me sick. I just wanted to do it just to taunt him. This is all yours.
I bet you I can eat it all.
I bet you can too. No, not the trophy. Don't eat the trophy.
I could eat trophy too.
I know you could, but
I bet
please
you could.
don't, because
What, you don't think I could?
I'll give you $5
No.
if you can.
All right, I try and do it.
hell,
As you, so the trophy is made out of metal.
Yeah, I
so
know. It's
as you bite into it, you feel your teeth crack. And
Oh.
we'll say, how many fall out? Let's roll. I don't really have to roll dice very often, so let's see. 3 teeth come falling out of your mouth.
Phil, do you own your
Were
own
you at
golf
least-
clubs?
Smart and tried to like bite at it from the side, or did you just?
Yeah.
No, I
just
went at
lost,
it.
Like 3
You
of
can
them.
choose whichever teeth you want, but 3 of them
I
are
don't-
just falling out.
I don't really have that inhibition anymore, you know? Like,
Phil, I'm melting your golf clubs.
Luckily, I don't own any golf clubs. I've never
Oh.
played golf a day in my life.
I
hey,
think you rented those, Phil.
hey,
I find your suitcase and I melt it.
hey, Phil.
You would find my suitcase, and lying right next to it is my own monogrammed golf club set.
Right.
Phil.
What?
Phil, what we bet?
$5? I'll give him $5. Here you go, bud.
No, I owe you $5.
All right, I'll take it.
You just give him back the same $5.
Now
that you
I'm
gave
now
him.
burning your
This is
crops
like-
too. Don't take his money.
Soaking, wet, like stinky $5 bill.
I can't say
It's the
anything.
same.
Mine would be in the same state because they were in my pants pocket. That I
Is
was
this the point
using
that
to-
Donna like comes in? And
The room is just ablaze.
And there's just like, what the hell?
Like
Stop
that
making my
scene
brother
from
eat weird
Community.
shit. Stop taking his money. You
Dude, it
son
was
of a bitch.
there.
Oh,
It was a
God.
bet.
Well, now when
I
you sit
ca- I
down,
can't-
Caleb, you're just slightly off balance now because that extra $5 just happens to throw off level.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Shit.
All right.
So something else that we may want to consider doing is if we can do a bit more of like a thorough sweep of the lake to see if there's somewhere where these things are possibly being like, if there's experiments or something going on that these things are getting
Yeah.
into the lake.
I think that was kind of our intention last night, wasn't it? To see if we could track them.
You guys
remember. I mean-
last night had the like you think you were I think you were hoping to try to find Kappa's lair.
Yeah.
But then the Kappa like you guys encountered the Kappa and fought the Kappa, and then things kind of got a little complicated after that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we've still yet to find the lair, but I also agree talking to creepy person and maybe trying to see if there is a wife, because there's supposedly a wife, but nobody ever sees the wife, Laura.
She's
Right.
just on that boat.
Maybe the wife is the crocodile. I don't know. I'm just getting weird.
Actually, I
Anyways.
wouldn't mind checking out the newspaper archives to see if there's any stories about a crocodile or if there's a myth of a crocodile in the lake.
Mm.
We do
Maybe
a-
we can find out when it started.
Nice fancy reading montage where
Sure. Do you want to, Anton? You want to roll and investigate a mystery as you go? We'll say public library. Probably sounds good. Go through some newspaper articles, etc. See what's there. Classic microfiche. Okay. Okay. Looks like a good roll. That's a 10. Okay, so you get 2 questions. So if you want to ask them, go ahead and ask them, or I can just give you 2 bits. It's up to you, Bert. So questions.
Yeah. We know what sort of creature it is. We know what it can do. What can hurt it? And we need to know its lair. So where did it go?
Okay.
Mm.
So what I'll say is, as you are going to the library and you're doing your investigative search, going through the newspapers and things like that, what you recall is that there was, especially I would say, Anton's very easy for you to recall this, was that there was a woman who died back in October by the name, hang on, let me get the name here, Katsuko Tenagawa, who, older woman, grandmother of a younger man who had just kind of returned from Duke, but also the Mickelson family. But she was the head of a kind of a Japanese cultural center that is sort of attached or part of the library. And as you are at this library doing some research, maybe you just kind of start looking through some folklore, and you notice that Kappa, you see this sort of like Japanese folklore, and there's all these notes about that bowl on its head, right? That idea that there's this depression on its head that's filled with water. And although Corbin had the right idea of trying to get rid of that water, you can't just do anything to get rid of it. Like, there's specific things. And apparently the Kappa were known, like they were big wrestlers and things. So if you can figure out a way to get it to bow so that it empties its head bowl on its own, rather than you trying to physically do it, you probably would be able to immobilize it. And so that's probably the way to do it. Very, despite the creepiness of it, it has kind of like a sort of like a respectful common greetings. You might be able to get it to at the beginning of like a wrestling match, or just in some sort of decent etiquette, could get it to
Kick it in the nards and have it bend over that way. Yeah.
So
I like how Anton hears etiquette.
yeah.
Explain the bird exactly how to do it. His example is the fingers. Okay.
That's just bird.
So the other thing, your other question was where to find it. Considering its size, and now that you've learned that the lake has this other massive predator, it might make more sense that you could find it in a smaller place, maybe in like a canal, because there are canals that kind of crisscross throughout the neighborhood. So maybe in like a canal or something like that is probably more likely where you're going to find it. All right. And I think those are the answers to your questions. And so that takes up all of Anton's morning. But that doesn't mean it's taking up all of your morning. So if there's something else that you guys wanted to do in addition to that, what might it be?
I'm hungry.
Denny's.
Okay.
Moons over my hammy.
You guys go back to Denny's. Larry Mize checks in on you. He's very happy to see the four of you. And he's just like, he says, I got so concerned when I saw the news this morning. Oh, it's one bad thing after the other. And everyone around here is so scared, so nervous. And you kind of look around and you can realize like there's hardly anybody in this Denny's. And the last time you were here, there were plenty of folks here. And it's like, because Julie's now gone, and then I hear this news that they've all been strangled, and they've all been attacked. Now all these folks think that there's like a serial killer going around here trying to kill folks and strangle them to death and like suck out their organs and sell them on the black market or something. And no one wants to come out of their homes anymore. It's just, it's terrible. It's as bad as back when your grandmother was out here and she was hunting that Sasquatch and everything, and no one wanted to go out camping because of it. But terrible thing. I'm so glad y'all are here taking care of it, though. You think you're pretty close?
Well, we've encountered it.
Okay.
Anton's out doing some reading to see what we can do about it.
He seemed like a smart fella.
Anton's the smartest out of all of us.
I believe that.
What do you know about turtle men that got bowls of water in their foreheads?
I'm sorry, what?
I thought you were in the know here. You were grandma, right?
I mean, your Grant.
Just because he knows about Bigfoot doesn't mean he knows about like turtle people.
Yeah.
Muriel did leave some things here. And she never came back to pick them up.
What?
Well, that is. Can we have them?
Or at least see them.
I know.
Right.
What's that there, Corbin?
Man, it's like if they had a thing, and I don't want. Maybe we shouldn't like take them. Maybe we look at them like
Y'all are her family, and it's yours by right. No, and y'all, they're at my right home. Y'all mind watching the restaurant for a few minutes while I go fetch them?
I would love to. I can keep things
Yes.
running here.
Okay, there's not that many people here, so I'm sure you'll be fine. Okay,
Just refill some coffees, put some orders into the kitchen.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
absolutely. And just if you have any problems, just talk to Fred. Yeah, hey, couples. And he just kind of like waves in the direction, and you can see the cook in the back waves back at you. He's like, I'll be back in 2 shakes of a whatever the fuck shakes twice. And so he runs outside. Within 45 seconds of him being gone, Denny suddenly is slammed as a bus rolls in, like a Greyhound bus.
Of course.
And you see like 24 people pop out. They come pouring into the restaurant here, asking for this order, asking for that order. And you guys find yourselves suddenly having to do a mundane Denny's job. How's it work out for everybody?
okay.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay, Corbin, go.
Okay. Under using magic, there's something you can do. There's like use one thing that's beyond human limitations. I want to go back and work on the grill and using my fire magic, just cook things so fast that we can actually deliver them on time.
I love it. That sounds absolutely wonderful. So you come back, you see there's Freddie Couples. Very nice looking man, full head of hair. He seems very friendly and laid back. He sees you come in. He's like, hey, yeah, you want to go cooking? You go right ahead, and kind of just shows you all around the kitchen. Yeah, knock yourself out. Out.
I will.
You don't mind if I, right? Good.
Only if you share.
Okay, no problem there. And he kind of starts handing it out. Sure.
Corbin will just nibble on one piece of toast and then start cooking.
Okay. Go ahead, Corbin. Give a use magic roll.
I will. And we'll
Okay.
toss a +1 on the end of this.
Sure.
Nice.
Devil's luck is oh god.
No, you're okay. Partial success, so that's a 9. So you're gonna get getting
It
to a
tastes
9.
like ass.
Yeah, you. Get,
It's cranked out quickly, but it's just he's just burning.
Mm-hmm. Just burnt toast, burnt eggs. Like I like over easy.
I
and
can
then
cook
you,
quickly.
and all you do is just start sending food out. By the time Larry returns, you can see that everyone's starting to leave, and as he's kind of pushing past, all they're saying, all the restaurants are saying, "Oh, man, I guess we went to the wrong Denny's. This seems like the shitty Denny's. We should have gone to that other Denny's." And Larry comes in, and he's like, "What in the hell happened? This ain't the shit. This is the good Denny's. This is the good Denny's." And he looks around, and Fred just kind of shrugs. And
God damn it, Phil.
Well, how is this my fault? You're the one who was burning the food. Donna and I were seating people. We were taking orders.
Takes accountability, Phil.
I account you as the problem.
I quit.
If you
I
thought Donna
quit.
was helping you, Donna's not even there, so things are
around.
not going
There's
well.
just some
Oh,
random
no.
you just kept calling her Donna.
Yeah.
All right. So Larry, he quickly gets over it, and he kind of brings you all over into the corner, and he puts down on the table this old like overstuffed kind of composition notebook, like that old fashioned that kind of marble black and white kind of outside like a lab notebook, and you can see he's got little sketches. He's got Grandma Muriel's writing in it. And as you start opening it up and flipping through it, you've seen some of these things before. She's like taking notes, about some of her and her team's travels, and it looks like she's kind of been documenting some stuff that's been going around in this area, right? Going around like North Carolina and specifically this area. And so when you look for something, so you're looking specifically about a Kappa. Let me check my timeline really fast here. When she came. Okay. if you spend the morning and you're kind of flipping through, you will see that it's sort of like half journal, but half like keeping stock of what was here. There is reference to a new family that has moved in, and a reference Tanagawa, and how there was some kind of strange like sort of shrine that they had in their backyard that was kind of giving her the heebie-jeebies when she was out on the lake, and she was sort of hunting down other things, but every time she looked at it, it kind of creeped her out. She didn't really know anything about it, but she's like, check for later next time you come around. But most of what she seems to document is her, like, this hunt of what looked like, Sasquatch and such. And as you read through it, you realize, like, she never quite killed the thing. Thinks they ran it off, but they never could quite actually find it. And one of the notes that she does mention is that there seems to be a preponderance of strange sightings of things around here. And so there's like reference to like, mostly it's like giant creatures. There's like a giant snake, giant alligator, right? Giant wolves and stuff in the forest and stuff like that. So, but she doesn't really mention anything specifically about a kappa in that notebook. But she does mention that family, and she does mention a creepy looking shrine.
All right. Okay. Let's go follow up with that family then. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Corbin, I can't help but feel partially responsible for how badly we ran this Denny's. And because they were saying that the other one must be the good Denny's, I wouldn't be opposed if we leveraged your particular skills to make it so that this was the only Denny's.
Nice. That'll be our nightcap to this mission.
Okay.
While we've got the toilets nearby, do you guys want me to try and look at anything? Or
Absolutely.
So we know that the cap is probably in a canal or something, right?
Something like that. There was that family with the shrine,
Okay.
which before she was investigating large creatures, maybe the big crocodile and the kappa are just completely unrelated, but coincidences.
Or maybe the kappas have been cool up until the crocodile showed up, forced them out of their normal habitat, and now the kappas are having to scavenge where they normally wouldn't. Maybe the kappas normally aren't all that bad, but the crocodile's making shit difficult for them.
I could see it. Certainly when we were going after the kappa, the crocodile showed up and ruined everyone's plans.
Right. Some Lion King shit. Circle of Life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go kill Scar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on it. And then
What are we
burn
doing?
down the other Denny's.
What do you do then, Corbin?
Do you want me to scry on anything? Or no, fuck it, let's go talk to the weird guy. The last time I don't want to scry in this toilet again. Last time I did, I got covered in feces. No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. So, weird guy, you want to go to the furniture store? Is that right? Am I understanding that right? Okay.
Yeah.
Are we meeting up with Anton? Is someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll say then, sometime in the afternoon, you guys all get back together after each of you do your various bits of research, and you'll make it to Petry's Patio, which looks to be in a pretty mundane strip mall like location, except it's definitely like an isolated island of a store within that large parking lot area, but it's fairly large. The building is surrounded by tons of outdoor furniture, but there also seems to be some of the inside. But yeah, it just looks like, and you're recognizing a lot of the furniture too as you start coming up, and you're looking at some of the displays, the sales that probably Anton saw up on the bulletin board, some of the furniture and things that you've seen when you were going around the town, going around the Hagen estates. You probably saw some like on people's front porches or back porches. You saw some when you were over by the golf course, the clubhouse, and when they were giving away the furniture for winning the tournament, which you guys didn't get, by the way. You only got the actual trophy.
We didn't actually win.
So when you go inside, it smells like incense in here. Like you step in, you can like this potent odor. Not bad, but it just hits you as you walk in. And when you look around, bright lit, but it's like there's just decorations everywhere. You can just see all these different groupings of patio furniture that is all staged in this beautiful way with like fake plants, and almost looks like one of them almost looks like you're having a patio within a jungle. Another one's like over almost like a more desert themed, and each one of them has like this very extravagant display. And there's a handful of folks that you can see are browsing around all sorts of different sales that are being advertised left and right, like huge sales. So you can see there's people here, actively shopping this afternoon. So what's your plan? As the 5 of you are here.
Yeah, we're all together.
Okay.
Ask for the owner.
Make sure to relay the bowing and the kappa.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm gonna go see where the owner is. Like, I just kind of wander off on my own towards the front desk.
Okay. And there is a woman up by customer service. She, middle-aged woman, kind of well dressed. You can see she's not just like a clerk wearing like there's whatever the normal like polo shirt that all of them seem to be wearing. Strangely enough, salmon colored. And she's like, "Well, can I help you with something, young man? Is there you here for one of the sales? You here for the 2-for-1?"
Yeah, I wanted to know what your latest shipment of dishes is. Like
dishes?
plates. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, we do have some flatware, I suppose you can say, and plateware. It's not for the interior. We're all an exterior store here. We specialize in furniture, but we do have a handful of specialty items for barbecues and the things like that, serving trays and the like.
I was thinking of like, yeah, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks off.
Yeah. Well, you just let me know if you need anything.
All right. Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
what? I look at the name on the name tag.
Lisa.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's not right. Linda. Sorry.
Thanks, Linda. Linda Peachtree?
Petry. Like the dish.
Oh, okay. Peachtree dish. Got it.
No, Petry.
Oh.
Not a peach tree. Petry.
Okay.
Like you're urinating in a tree.
So you're the Petry family?
That's correct. This is family business.
Meeting a celebrity. That's so cool.
Oh,
all right.
You seen some of our commercials? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I ain't never been on a commercial.
Well, had to have you know we have a little raffle going on, a little incentive. Anyone who purchases a 3-piece set gets entered into a contest, and if you get pulled, you get to appear in the very next commercial that we film for this here store.
Huh. Hey, how much is a 3-piece set?
Well, normally it depends on what kind. Well, obviously it depends on what kind you want. But we have everything ranging from very, very, very cheap and affordable, but we also have some very high end products as well. What would your price range be there?
I pull out my soaking wet wallet and I opened it up.
Oh.
And like, there's some 20s in there. Like he's been saving, but yeah.
Well, we do have some very nice wicker that we might be able to make work for you. Normally, it would cost, that set would probably cost around $600, but we have it for 50% off for only $300 if you can scrounge up a few more of those bills.
Hey, you ever seen The Wicker Man?
I have indeed. It's a wonderful film.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Well,
So I should come back when I have 300.
If these are the items you would like to purchase, well, of course.
I want to get in the raffle on TV. So it's Mrs. Petry?
Yes, indeed. My husband and I, we both run the store together.
All right. Cool. And then I walk over towards my family.
Okay.
Well, clearly now we have to get you into a commercial.
I don't relay any of it. I just walk
Oh,
over
you don't
and
relay
stand
anything.
there. Yeah, I just walk over and stand there. Hey,
Is
Hey,
how's it
Did you
going?
get
who
her
are you
number?
talking to over there?
It's Mrs. Petry. Petry.
Petry.
Oh.
Petry.
Oh,
like,
that's- Oh,
Dish.
yeah.
okay,
the
okay.
missus. Oh, and
Yeah, how'd you know? She's Mrs. Petry.
yes, that's exactly who I was hoping to talk to. That's great.
Oh, I
That's
talked to her.
excellent.
It's all good.
And
Yeah,
Okay.
but the thing is, right now, Donna's gonna do normally would be a wingman, but like wing lass, I guess. I don't know what it's called.
Oh no, I don't want to date her. She's married.
Oh,
That's
that's right.
good. That's a good, yeah. Yeah.
And Donna's just going to sort of pat Caleb on the shoulder and then walk behind him over towards Mrs. Petry.
Okay. I thought you were going to do like the football slap in the ass and then, oh, God, I totally forgot.
Oh,
Too soon.
wow. Yeah.
Hurt yourself on that bone, tailbone. No, whatever the
So
big
anyway.
one is with the hole in it.
Okay.
Elvis?
Pelvis, yes.
Adam and Caleb are secretly the same
No, I'm
person.
a- I'm a
Adam's
method
role-playing
actor.
anymore.
I'm a method actor.
All right. So, Donna, you head back over and you want to talk to Miss Petry. Does anyone else want to go with her? Do we want anybody else in the conversation? Anton? Okay, perfect. So she was like, "Well, hello there. Can I do something for you all? Are you and your daughter looking for some new furniture items?"
Oh, I just wanted to introduce myself, actually. I am, and Donna is not talking the way she usually does. Donna is like imitating all of the women that she was playing with the day before.
Patty
So-
Sheehan, Nancy Lopez, etc.
Yeah, that whole crew. Like,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, I don't think you were at the tournament yesterday. I was, and she'll kind of rattle off the names of everyone that she had been paired with. And it sounded like they hadn't seen you in a bit. And I'm just so happy that I get to meet you today.
Well, I've just been so very busy with the store, and the only reason I wasn't there is because someone has to stay back and keep the doors open while Rob is, well, my husband likes to kind of get amongst the community. He's a very curious man. He likes to be part, kind of like rub elbows with all the folks around here, and that's all it was. And I do remember the folks that you're talking about, very delightful women. And she starts rattling off like the various like furniture items and specific models and things like that they all have purchased. Excellent, wonderful customers they are. Oh, the whole community. Well, I must say we probably have furnished, I would say 75% of every one of those homes in that neighborhood. Indeed, we have in the clubhouse as well, of course.
Oh my goodness. Well, what are you going to do when you've sold to everyone?
Well, I'm sure there's other neighborhoods around here who want our fine furnishings.
Well, that is just, we're just new and moving into the area, and I'm just so very excited. When you've got a husband who is the pillar of the community like your husband is, you've got to get out there and get out to all the brunches, and you've got to get the benefits of that, right?
Well, when I can, I certainly do like to socialize, but it is, as you know, it is Christmas time, so lots of people are buying all manner of gifts for their loved ones and such. Retail's quite busy this time of year, so it's very hard to get away. Stores have extra hours and such, and so we're open a little earlier, staying open a little later, that sort of thing. And I would never ask any of my employees to put in extra hours that I myself was not willing to put in. Well, I wouldn't be a good leader if that was the case.
Can I do some sort of like a read a bad situation or something just to see what I think of what she's saying?
Sure. You can do. it's not really a bad situation.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what that.
I mean, what is it you're trying? Like, you're trying to sort of. Are you trying to like manipulate her into revealing something, or are you trying to like poke around with your questions and get some answers? Like, is it like?
Yeah, trying to poke around because like, and I might just be kind of missing, but it seemed like the women yesterday were like, "Oh my gosh, we never see her anymore. She's never," and I guess maybe I may have misinterpreted that of like she's hiding somewhere, like she's not out in public much, and then she's sort of acting like, "Oh, I'm here all the time and I'm kind of doing whatever." So I might have.
Okay.
Sure. Can I help? Can I try and help?
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask her something
Jump
that
right
might
in.
throw her off a little, so that a better read can be given. So
Absolutely.
I'm taking notes about all the furniture she's talking about that's being made. It's like, so do you compare favorably against IKEA?
You see, she just sort of like recoils, like, "I'll have you know, our products are of much higher quality. You never hear any folks having any sorts of difficulty putting them together. We do all of the assembly ourselves, number one. And number two, we don't use Formica in our designs. No, everything here is of the finest materials. This is high.
But do you have
quality
entertaining
goods."
names like The Block or no?
No, we have entertaining names, but all of ours, we have a tendency to name most of our items after various biomes and various terrain features like mountains and jungles and swamps and such. It's just sort of a little thing we do here.
Taking notes.
Okay.
Anyway, the idea was to try to throw her off a little bit in case she was giving.
She looked very offended.
Yeah.
That was well played.
Donna, if you want to, sure, if you want to roll read bad situation, you can. That's fine.
All right,
Yeah.
and there'll be a +1 to this then for yeah.
Well, technically, he needs to roll help out, but you can take it. That's fine.
Yeah, I rolled
okay.
a 4. So yeah.
I will tell you this: that it might just simply be retail being retail, but you definitely don't get the sense that she's being 100% authentic. Exactly what that is it could literally just be the salesperson shtick that's kind of standing out to you. That could be it.
They really don't compare favorably to IKEA. That's what she's hiding.
Okay, so while the two of you are talking, are Phil and Corbin, are you guys doing anything?
Trying out chairs.
Okay, they are very comfortable. They are very well made. One thing you'll notice, though, Phil, that'll stand out to you probably, is that they are really nice. Like, and you look at the price tag, and then the price tag slashed because of a sale, and you look at the items, and like, this stuff's really nice. Like, this really is a steal. Like, this seems like this it almost seems like too good to be true kind of deal.
Okay. Yeah. That fits. Put that in the old brain box and remember that for later. Definitely I'm going to ask where they source their furniture before they leave and see what kind of answer she comes up with. My thought is that it's a magic turtle workshop in the basement.
There are plenty of other clerks and such that are around. If you want to ask,
I'll just go ask one of them. Yeah,
like one of the salmon. But
yeah. Oh, hey, looking at your furniture. I can't believe how amazing it is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Where do you all get your furniture from?
Warehouses, something like that.
You, my friend, should pay attention to customers.
Right. Yeah. Nope, you're right. Sure. All of our
I'm gonna slip them like a 20. Be like, just where do they actually come from?
He's like, takes it, puts it in his pocket. It's like, locally sourced something or other. We all the metals come from.
Do they come in on they come in on trucks, right?
Yeah, they come in on trucks. And then the cushions, they're like, I don't know, I think people kill some ducks or something. They get like the feathers and so I don't know. I don't know anything about these things, man.
I'll tell you what. Let me. Where's the office at? The boss works out of.
Oh, yeah, we're not allowed to go back there.
I slip another 20 on the counter.
Yeah, it's back there.
All right, thanks, bud.
Okay. All right. Corbin, were you doing anything?
I hate to admit when I think Phil is on a good line of thinking. So I'm not going to say that to him. But what I will do is I'm going to focus on the chair he was just looking at. That one very specifically. And then I'm going to look around because this is a store big enough to have a bathroom.
Sure.
And then I'm going to go to the toilet and I'm going to do my divination rote to see the creation. I want to see the time and place of the creation of that chair.
Okay.
And I'm a cheap bastard, and devil's luck is the best thing ever. Because so long as I use magic, my next roll gets a +1. So I'll take +1 on this.
All right, give it a roll.
And then I'm going to roll really bad.
It's an 8,
got a
so
7.
partial success.
It's an 8.
It's +1, so it gets an 8. So same thing. So it works perfectly. It works imperfectly. You get to choose your effect and a glitch, and then the keeper decides what effect the glitch has. So, what do you want your effect to be?
Again.
Well, what do you want your effect to be? Let's start there.
It would be nice to see because Phil's clearly suspecting that maybe somehow there's some supernatural sourcing to this.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get some information about that, something towards that, even if it's not completely clear.
Observe another place or time. I think that's perfectly reasonable. It falls under. Okay, glitch. What do you want your glitch to be?
So because it's a rote, normally with the rote, I take effect as weakened for this.
Okay.
So maybe it's just not super clear. Or that's okay. For the rote, I always take the effect as weakened.
All right. Okay. So what happens is you're in the bathroom, so you're by yourself. It gets very warm in here. Really, really warm.
Lighting a candle, stripping the wax around the toilet seat, drawing the little runes.
You start hearing all sorts of
stall's taken.
Heavy machinery start to sort of revving up. You hear ting, ting, ting. And you realize you're in some kind of metallurgy kind of sort of workshop. And you kind of see these vague images in the mirrors and the reflection and maybe on some of the water of people you would expect forging various portions of this patio furniture, the metal portions and things. One thing that is kind of curious though, is that you do see that there are in every one of the construction, the construction just looks a little odd. There's aspects about it that kind of catch your attention. You notice these little tiny compartments that don't seem to have any particular purpose, that are sort of hidden in nooks and crannies in a lot of this furniture here and there, little small little concave portions hidden underneath kind of the rim of a table, or you can see a kind of a false panel hinge and a leg. All that seems to be constructed kind of as part of the process. Okay. And the last thing you see as you're kind of watching, you're seeing this sort of as the furniture moves sort of to the next stage. You can see it's kind of getting coated with various protective Rust-Oleums and paints and things like that. You notice that there's people who are drawing very interesting little letterings and numerology and glyphs.
Man, that's exactly what I really want to focus in on. And
it fades away. and you hear
Oh, come on.
someone just cut one really big in the other stall, and that just sort of brings you out of your little vision.
Oh, you're. Oh,
Okay.
you're the
They
worst.
ate some burnt toast and burnt eggs earlier.
Yeah, he gets out. He's like, "Oh, sorry, fella. I had the worst breakfast this morning. I don't know who was cooking. I went to this Denny's. Oh God, it was hideous. Who doesn't know how to cook an egg? It's like one of the easiest things."
Yeah. It's a new regional manager. His name's Phil Theodore.
Phil
He's really running that place down.
Well, he's a piece of shit. I prefer.
He
Larry,
is a piece of
Larry.
shit. When
Yeah.
you think piece of shit, you think Phil Theodore. But
If
I
I
hear
ever
the
meet-
local manager is going to come in and fix it.
If I ever meet Phil Theodore, if I ever see him face to face,
Punch him
I'm
in
gonna
the face.
kick him so hard, not in the
Yeah.
face, in the stomach, so he can feel some of the pain I have been feeling for the past several hours.
Well, this just went from awkward to just inspiring. It was
Are
good to
we
meet
friends
you.
now? I think we're friends.
We're friends.
What is your name, sir?
My name's Chet.
Chet? Well, that's wonderful, Chet. My name is Ben. Ben Crenshaw.
Good to meet you, Crenshaw.
I just wanted to use more of my names. Anyway. Okay. Okay. All right. So, Caleb, Donna, before I cycle back to Phil, were the two of you, anything else you guys are up to?
Caleb's gonna go up to Donna and be like, "Hey, I got 2 of 20.
What?
You got 220.
Like $220?
Yeah.
Sure. What do you need?
We buy some furniture. We get in a raffle. Be on TV.
Why would? Mm. And she just like looks around for Corbin. Wait. And she's just like trying to
You
go through,
okay?
like, where would we put the furniture, and
Wait,
why do we need furniture, and why would we?
Hey, you
we
okay?
don't-
Do you
we
smell
don't-
burnt toast?
No, I did. I mean, I don't know that I'm gonna get
Oh,
this
no.
much toast out of my nose after
Oh.
earlier, but
Oh,
not for those reasons. But
okay.
we don't want to be on TV. We don't want to be on TV. Having our faces on TV is not a good thing. We want to blend in.
Oh,
We
yeah.
want to come somewhere and then we just want to go. We don't want to be on TV. We don't want to
Nice.
be in a commercial.
Okay.
And that's at that point that you see a small camera crew moving through the furniture aisles, kind of just doing this. Oh, don't mind me. Just act
You may
yourselves.
wanna tell them.
It's just B-roll. It's just some B-roll. And he's just going around.
And
filming
Donna's
this and
going to
that.
flick them off so that they can't use it as they go by.
Because it is the
Well, that's not very nice. They continue to a different aisle. Okay. All right. So Phil, last we saw from you, you got pointed in the direction of a manager's office or something like that.
Yeah.
Corbin was in the bathroom doing some sort of seance thing.
Mhm.
Anton and Donna had been talking to Linda Petry, and now Caleb and Donna are getting harassed by a camera crew. So what's next? What's next for the five of you?
I am still interested knowing where the manager's office is. Getting into that manager's office and rifling through like inventory, documentation, shipments, figuring out where they're saying this stuff is coming from. Yeah.
Sure. You want to do this by yourself? Just want to try to go get in there by yourself? Or do you
It
wanna-
depends if the others are moving around and available.
Yeah.
Help
Say
recruitment.
everyone is.
Yeah.
I think in the meanwhile, I want to give, because Anton is typically like our investigative guy.
Sure.
Anton, I think they're building like little secret compartments, like little hidden storage places. And I don't know why they would do that. But for some reason, part of the reason I think they're selling these things so cheap to people is they want them to have like a little hidden thing, which I assume means that they put something in there to then be pulled into their house, right? Or whatever. I don't know. You're good at like figuring weird shit out. I don't know. I'm assuming like they're selling these things to people with a hidden compartment so that they can like put something into people's places. So maybe you could do your sneaky shit and find something, and we could see what they're sneaking into people's houses.
What do you want to do with that,
Anton is
Anton? He was
speechless
talking to
with
you.
this information.
So are you proposing we sneak into the factory or just any one of the number of people that they've sold to it? And like I said, I was writing down what she says. So it's like I have all the names that she dropped.
Right. So I actually
Oh.
I watched that specific chair right there, the one that Phil just put his stinky ass in. I know that one has a hidden compartment there-ish.
Okay.
Just so unnecessary. Just random stinky.
I don't know why Corbin's just a jerk.
All right.
No,
So I'm
it's
sorry.
good.
Is there anyone around? I mean, you're pointing out the furniture.
Yeah. I
Well,
think there's something to it.
all right.
It's toilet magic. It's not surgical.
Oh, so Anton will go up. He's got a small toolkit. He takes out a tape measure. He's making notes as if he's trying to figure out if this piece of furniture will fit in an area. And yeah, I want to see if I can find a hidden compartment.
Okay. Corbin, if you're there, is there anything you want to do to try to help him, whether it's help him investigate
I
it or
can
whether
describe
it's
it to him, like maybe help someone.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, I was just so okay. So if you're just sort of describing what you saw in your vision, absolutely. Okay. Was anyone else wanting to be as part of this, or is Anton? And Corbin?
I almost feel like Donna and Caleb are making a scene that's helping Phil be able to go sneak in the back.
All right. Okay. So then Corbin, roll help out as you're going through like your memory, describing what you saw. Donna will have you and Caleb do that in a minute when we deal with Phil's discovery.
All right. So I'll tack a +1 onto this since I used magic in my previous roll. Although that thing's always weird. It never let me see. Oh,
You roll sevens. Like you are the most consistent roller of sevens.
It is,
Your
yeah.
+1 is always in the range of still being partial.
yeah.
Okay. So +1 to Anton. So Anton, go ahead and roll and investigate a mystery as you kind of do your best to sneak on down there with your little devices and such. Okay.
10.
So.
Nice.
So I guess what can it do would be to find the hidden compartment.
Okay. So as you find the hidden compartment, you find that it's not empty. There is some really strange little tiny device in here that, well, it's certainly it's of no design that you're immediately familiar with. It looks extremely sleek. It's like nothing from Radio Shack. Like it is whatever this is.
It's
like
small?
It looks. Yeah, it's small. It's probably less than the size of a golf ball, so to speak. And you can see, and it's metallic. And you can see that it's anchored or connected, like it's attached to the interior of one of these compartments. You also notice that on the inside of that compartment is the things that Corbin was mentioning about, like the strange little sigils and things that are kind of painted around in it.
All right. I say, Corbin, stand behind me. And then I'll just hold my Polaroid camera down and take some pictures.
And so,
So you're saying it's mounted, so I can't just take it.
you could take it if you want.
Okay.
It's like attached. So if you pull it, like it's not going to be there anymore. So someone might notice it, but like it's not like you're going to break anything if you do so.
Take a picture of as you're saying, the inscriptions on the inside.
Sure.
Pocket that. Kind of quickly close the.
And what I'm going to say, Corbin, is as you're describing what happened, because you expose yourself to trouble or danger. So Corbin, as you're describing it, you start hearing that the sounds of like that metallurgy suddenly growing really, really loud. The entire store starts getting extremely hot. You can see around you what you thought was just like these various settings of different furniture. It's like just kicking out this immense and terrible heat. and you feel yourself getting woozy as you're getting this strange reverberation. So the vision and the magic is coming back. And Anton, when you look back to him, you can see Corbin is just like sweating bullets and just collapses to the ground.
All right. So I could take two questions there. Is it feasible to get the what was it going to do?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I would say you're probably not entirely sure how this does this, but your gut, your instincts, it's some sort of surveillance device. Like it's collecting data, or it's being used to either. It's kind of a strange place to put for like a physical camera, but it could be for like audio, or at the very least, it's just kind of collecting data.
Some kind of surveillance device. So I'll take this as Corbin faints. I'll call out, "My goodness, he swooned at the excellent woodwork. Can we get some help here, please?" As I close the.
And you see, we'll say Linda comes up. "Oh my goodness, what happened to this poor fella? Oh my God, I know our prices are to die for." And she looks over and you can see she's looking at a camera crew and laughing in their directions as she says that. "Can you please help get your young friend up out of here? We have a camera crew on site today." Like,
yeah, God, of course.
How is he so heavy? He's so tiny. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Oh, he's sticky. Oh goodness. Well, let's get him to the break room. He can go. We have a couch back there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. And so
I take my hat. I just put it over his face so that it just looks like he's drunk.
Okay. So the two of you start carrying him into the back, into the employee lounge. All right. So let's kick over into the other ones. Phil, you're trying to get into the manager's office, which is a separate place in the back. Donna and Caleb. Well, I know Donna said you wanted to try to perform some sort of distraction to make it easier for Phil to do that. What about you, Caleb? What are you doing in this case?
Well, he doesn't know he's doing it, but he's going along with it.
Okay. So,
we're continuing to argue and like just because I'm kind of imagining the conversation that we were having earlier where she's just like, why would we want that? And where would we put it? And we don't. And then just flicking off the camera crew as they go by and kind of like giving them a lecture about like they didn't post any signage on the way in that they were going to be filming, and you can't just film people without their permission. And she's just like, I
kind of like the idea
chastising everybody.
I kind of like the idea of Caleb always helping on accident. Like he got information from Mrs. Petry, but didn't remember to relay any of that.
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
One of you roll a help out, we'll say. And you can take a +1 since the other person's doing it too. You don't need to both do it. One of you can roll help out and then just take a +1 from the assist. And then that'll help Phil when it's his turn to try to sneak into it.
I think you should.
Okay. It'll give me a +2 if I do. I just wanted to give you the opportunity to roll something if you want.
I'm a 0, so.
So that'll be an 8. So that will be a partial success.
Okay, so a partial success is still going to give you a +1 on the roll, Phil. But what I'll say the trouble is that Donna and Caleb, as you're yelling at the film crew, you can see a handful of these salmon-colored clerks come up, and they're actually quite tall and muscular, and you can see they're like, "Ma'am, sir, this is an establishment where we are trying to sell fine quality furnishings to the kind people of this town, and we do not take kindly to this kind of behavior. Do you understand what we're saying to you?"
Well, I am just attempting to perhaps purchase some of this fine, but I did not come in here
yes or
to
no
be
question.
Providing you with free marketing for your business. You can pay people to be in your commercials. You don't just walk around with a camera and tape people unless you put a sign on the door that says that you're going to be taping people when they walk in the door.
Yeah,
you see he pulls the collar of his shirt away from his neck, and he speaks down into it, and he says, "Mr. Gallagher, we have trouble. We have problems over at the temple display. Why don't you two just
Uh,
wait
and-
here?
I don't think you're supposed to
Don
let
is
the
gonna
customers
grab his
know you're
shirt.
having problems.
And she's just going to kind of grab the shirt and just kind of be like, yes, Mr. Gallagher, it would be fantastic to meet you face to face. And she's just going to grab the shirt.
Phil,
Yeah.
what are you doing while nonsense is happening in the store behind you?
Hopefully
Well-
something productive.
Nonsense. It hopefully will be worthwhile because I'm going to try and slip into that manager's office, especially if they have their muscular
Sure.
crew out there harassing Donna and Caleb.
Sure. Okay, so let's do an action under pressure as you get back to the manager's
Yeah.
office. It is locked, but it's not like, from what you can tell, it just looks like a generic lock, like nothing special, like something
Yeah.
out of a normal home. And there doesn't really seem to be any immediate eyes on you, as there is commotion going not just one place, but apparently elsewhere, and then all sorts of craziness is happening. How'd you do?
Okay. I got a 9. So yeah, if it's locked, like I'll just pull out my trusty multi-tool and try and force the tumbler.
And you got a +1 from us, which means you got a 10, which means you passed.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
That's
You
a
did.
10. That's a pass.
Okay. So you set out to do what you want to do. So it looks for a second you might have to like break the lock, which would have made it obvious that someone broke in here, but you're able at the last second to you pop it up.
Nice.
You look around and you slide into the manager's office.
Yeah.
Looking around, Phil, it is extremely clean and sterile. You can see that there is a very large, kind of green-bottomed, gray-topped desk on the far side of the room. You can see on the left-hand wall there is an enormous whiteboard that has absolutely nothing written on it, but you do see what looks like outlines for like a grid of some kind for names to be written in, but there's nothing there. You see what looks like a handful of dry erase markers in a tray. There on the right-hand side of the office, there looks to be 3 different, what are those things called? Filing cabinets, like 4 drawers, so they're fairly tall. There is no decoration, like there's no family photos, there's nothing like that. The only thing hanging on the wall is a clock. And you do see on the desk of the manager's office, there is a lamp and a chair.
Okay. Going straight to the filing cabinets.
Okay. There are 3 filing cabinets. As you start trying to pry them open, I will say we'll roll over your last. You're able to, like, they're such cheap and simple locks. It's easy enough to go. And you start pulling them one by one, opening up, and you realize there's nothing in there.
All empty.
Next one, nothing in there. And you go through all 12 of the drawers, and they're all empty.
Okay. That's okay. Desk. I'll pull up the desk drawers, expecting them to be empty as well.
Yeah, you go through the desk, completely empty.
And then finally, I'm going to pick up the lamp, and I'm going to look at what the bottom of the lamp looks like.
Look at the bottom of the lamp. It looks brand new. Like it looks like it's got like a little sticker down there. You notice as you pull it up and turn it over, it's not even plugged in. The cord's running down from it, but like you can see like on the floor, like it's not even plugged into an outlet.
It's very weird. Okay. I'll wait at the door then. I mean, actually, I'm going to go around the walls in this room. Look, like, kind of pry up that whiteboard a little bit, feel around on the walls for anything odd, looking for maybe it's a faux office with a real office hidden behind it.
Roll investigate a mystery, it sounds like.
Yeah.
What you're doing. Yeah.
That's a 3.
Would you like? Do you have luck to spend? Are you?
I have plenty of luck, but once you spend all your luck, you die.
That is correct. Yeah.
How much luck do you have left?
All of it.
So you're fine.
I think Anton's got like 1 left.
Yeah. I have like 6 left.
Okay, I'll spend a luck. That's a 12 now.
Okay. As you look around, so you're doing investigative
There's
mystery.
nothing
So
behind here.
on a 12, so you're on a 12 plus, you basically get hold 2. You can answer 2 questions.
Yeah.
You can ask 2 questions because you had a hold 2, and each spend of a hold gives you a question. If you're not sure what to ask, I can always just give you 2 random things, but it's up to you.
Well, yeah, we're going to immediately hold 2. We're going to go with what's being concealed here.
Okay. So as you are tinkering around looking around the whiteboard, and you feel like a switch or something, like on the under tray, like where the markers are held, and you watch as your hand goes over it. The whiteboard suddenly shimmers.
Oh.
And the whiteboard is now essentially gone, and you see what is a relatively transparent, it's a little bit wavy view of what appears to be some kind of surveillance office. And it's all kind of wavy, like almost like you're looking at something like underwater in a way. It's got that kind of weird translucent surface to it. And you can just see that there's about a dozen people moving about and kind of looking at these devices. They look like those newfangled computers that you've heard about, but they look way better. They look like this is something out of like a Star Trek episode or something.
Sure.
Like it's bizarre.
And so they're looking at like surveillance devices, because I don't want to linger here long, because but real quickly, do I see what these surveillance devices are surveilling?
Okay, I think that's a fair. We don't have to call this a separate question. We'll say that's a fair ask.
Yeah,
you would notice that on one of the walls there is a series of panels that seem to be like TVs, basically. But they don't look like the blocky, crappy TV that's in your hotel. And you can see that there are all sorts of these different displays that seem to almost like radar in a way. Like you can recognize what looks like this big old map, like this kind of topographical, but also like a neighborhood map. It's digitally displayed, and you can see there's all sorts of these different lines and images and like overlapping circles and ovals here and there, kind of creating like billions of different Venn diagrams and things.
Okay. I don't necessarily understand what that means, but I am going to try and reactivate the magic water door to turn it off.
Sure, you can do that.
And then I'm gonna
second question, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh God. This
you can go
creepy
off the board too. So
yeah.
If
so
that doesn't fit. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. So what's being concealed here? Creepy surveillance room. So it's a topographical map. How widespread is this topographical map of the area?
I would say because you guys have been driving around the bunch, maybe you did some research into the area. You can recognize Lake Hagen and the surrounding area, neighborhoods, wilderness, the island that you nearly died on. You can recognize that it's that area. Yeah.
So they've got some sort of trackers littered throughout the entire area. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to risk getting caught here, especially if they got weird sci-fi stuff. Yeah, I'm going to reactivate the magic water wall and slip out.
Okay. So you do that. Suddenly it's a whiteboard again. You walk over to the door, open, and walk through like nothing ever happened.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Elsewhere, Corbin and Anton, you guys got brought back to the employee lounge. When you come back here, I would say to Anton, Corbin, you'll regain consciousness pretty quickly. You're a little woozy. It's like heat stroke, like this intense moment of heat stroke hit you. When you look around, this is an extremely nice employee lounge. Like you got a very nice furniture. It's like a patio couch. Lots of really nice looking tables. You're in like a little kitchenette area. There's a couple vending machines. Everything's extremely clean. And you don't see any employees here other than Linda Petry, who is like currently now is like, oh, let me get him some water. And she kind of goes up to one cabinet, opens it up. And Anton, while you're watching, she opens a cabinet, goes, no, and then closes it and kind of goes to a different cabinet. Nope. Goes to a different cabinet. And she keeps going, oh, here they are. And she kind of pulls out what looks like a stack of cups. And she's pulls one out. They're like, kind of almost like fake plastic. Like they're like plastic, almost like fake glass, like patio cups. And she goes over to her kitchen or to the kitchen sink, and she pulls on the tap and fills up a glass of water and brings it over to Corbin.
Oh, do you mind? He might need a little bit more of that. I'll go over to the soda machine and get something with caffeine and sugar.
Absolutely.
Jolt Cola.
Oh God, Jolt Cola.
Oh God.
Wow.
Oh God, I remember Jolt. Oh goodness. Yeah. Okay. So you go over there. You get your Jolt Cola. Bring it back to Corbin. That's fine. You feeling better, honey? You feeling all right?
Mm-hmm. I really appreciate your hospitality here. He sometimes get like this. It's probably going to be a good 10 minutes before he's able to walk. Do you mind if just let him rest back here? I'll watch over him, of course.
Hearing Anton say that, I'll make sure to make my knees be like jelly.
All right. Well,
so if I need to, I can enact my special move,
which is
the Jessica Jones entry, where I double talk someone to gain entry into a place.
I think that's fair. Yeah, give it a roll. She's a little hesitant to leave you back here by yourselves.
Sure.
So if you want to give that a roll, that's fine.
Can I help out by like playing along with him?
Sure. You can help out. We see the roll now. He rolled 10 plus, so he's good to go. So you basically, we'll say, this is almost like a manipulate someone instead. And so she's like, all right, well, I do have a film crew here today filming. They called it B-roll. It's very technical terms for commercials and things like that. And I think we're going to do some interviews.
Oh, and I really think you should, what you pointed out to me earlier about how you more than favorably compared to IKEA. I think you should drop some of these lines. They were really good and heartfelt. I felt it.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Well, you two go ahead and get some, take a moment. The bathrooms, and she kind of points to you there, Corbin, and she steps out of the room. You two are in the back all by yourselves.
All right, start snooping.
Okay. So you're in the back. This is going to connect to like a what looks like a time card area and like a little cubby hole where it looks like employees put some of their things, and then you see it like this dark hallway. That seems to go back to like a cargo sort of shipping loading area. And that looks like what you have back here.
Hey, Corbin, Cola. Come on. Get back in the game.
Jeremy is currently trying to drink a Jolt Cola and it's not going well. Okay. So you pop up. You're still kind of hot, Corbin, but you have full control over yourself. What do the two of you do?
Muted.
Nah, this is the Jolt Cola.
Yeah. He's trying to talk, but the magic is just not working. Now he's tonguing the Jolt Cola for some reason. Okay.
I thought that was just how you're supposed to drink Jolt Colas. Like,
Yeah. Do we go to the creepy place? Clearly, we just dive head deep into the darkness, right?
Well, yeah.
You're my favorite uncle.
You said there was like employee like cubby holes where people put stuff.
Area.
Is there by any chance like a pen light or a flashlight or something like that around?
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to find.
Yep.
Sure. Okay.
Flashlight.
So you grab a flashlight, click it on, and you start heading down that dark hallway.
Yeah.
When both of you are going?
Yes.
Yep.
There's
Get them
no way
all
this
away.
could go wrong.
One thing you noticed, both of you noticed, is that it's a very well cared for store. There's like no real trash on the ground. There's no stains on the wall. Like the paint job looks really nice. Like everything just looks. It's not. I wouldn't say pristine is going too far. It definitely looks like people have moved up and down this, but it seems it doesn't have that kind of wear and tear that you would expect of a store. And when you get to the back, you notice that it is a warehouse loading dock. You can see there's a couple garage doors and such that probably go out to the back of the store. And you can see all around you is furniture. And most of it is in some kind of heavy duty shrink wrap. And some of it has what looks like packaging and cushion on it. Like it hasn't yet. It's either getting ready to get shipped out to people's homes, or maybe it's trying to come out for display. It's not immediately clear. You do notice that there are what looks to be in one corner stacked up these shiny, glossy boxes. Each box is probably the size of a shoebox, and they're all kind of like this silvery, glossy color. And they're kind of parked to the side, and they're look to be behind this like sort of fence grid. Like it's like a security like metallic grid, and there's like a what looks to be some kind of like master lock, like a padlock on the door.
You know how to work one of these?
I was hoping you did.
Okay. I would say if you guys are you just trying to like smash it open?
Okay,
No.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
What if I draw attention away from that thing? Because we've got this whole delivery area full of furniture, right? And I've got this magical ability that normally, when I do my fire magic, it's armor piercing. But instead, I can make it AoE. So I can just do 3 fire damage to everything in an area. What if I just set all this furniture on fire?
I don't think we need a distraction just yet. I mean, we seem to be all right. It's. I don't think the fire's going to help the lock stop being a
There's
lock.
no one here. There's no one here.
Look, keep the fire in the pants.
Fine.
We'll call that Plan B. Plan B.
Whatever you want to do then.
Okay, emo Corbin. Can I just burn something already? Hair flip.
So, is there anything that you guys wanted to do?
I do want to try and pop that lock.
Okay. How would you go about trying to break into that lock?
You know what? Let's do the simple thing first. Walk back to where all the employee stuff is put and just see if there's keys.
Okay. Let's do maybe investigate. Yeah, investigate a mystery. See if you can. We'll roll it as
On
that.
a plus
See if you- as
one
you search
to
around.
give some help.
Oh.
You don't need it. Look at
Doesn't
you.
need it. Okay. So what we'll say is you do in fact find maybe it was as you go back towards the kitchen, you don't find anything but a cubbyhole, but maybe at some point Linda, when she was like sort of reaching around or bending down and handing Corbin the cup, maybe her keys fell and you pick them up just out of happenstance, which allows you then to answer what is being concealed here as you pop open the padlock and you start taking the stacks of these boxes down. You open them up and they're heavy duty. They're well protected on the outside. They don't look like furniture. Like again, they're the size of shoe boxes. When you open them up inside, you can see that they're insulated. They have cushions and things like that. They have these little holes in it, and that's where you find all of those little metallic balls like you found inside the furniture. It's like these are all here, and there's various like there's various like what looks like little connecting like wires and stuff as well. But like these seem to be uninstalled.
Are there any bills of lading attached to the boxes, or are they stamped with a company logo or anything?
They are, in fact. As you're going through, you can see on the underside of the lid, there is a little logo, but not logo. We'll say it's just more like a bar scan code for inventory. And as you peek at it really carefully, You see a very familiar name pop up, Anton. You see Crepissel Industries.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna photograph that.
Fair enough.
Get a photo of everything in the boxes.
And as you're doing that, we're going to cut back to Donna and Caleb. You guys are flanked by these extremely, very muscular and powerful looking men with excellent hair and jawlines. And you just taunted a Mr. Gallagher. And you see coming out from somewhere, just kind of weaving in between some of the displays of the furniture, you see what looks like a extremely slender man wearing what kind of looks almost like a lab coat. Like it's like this white coat, very, very kind of nerdy. And the guy who is like sort of fighting with you, like, these are the two right here.
Hey,
They were disrupting. Okay, just stay, hold still. And he goes around to like all these different displays, and he just kind of like taps what looks like the back of a chair in one place, taps what looks like the countertop of another place, taps another place, and he keeps doing this around. And when he finally taps the last one, he's in this circle around you. You see like these little lights just suddenly light up all around you, creating this like circle. And you guys watch as around you, everything just kind of starts to fade into this weird kind of translucent film, and like you can't really see outwardly. It's just this translucent thing. You kind of still see the vague shapes of the store. You watch as like the sort of the jungle display around you, like the leaves and stuff, begin to grow a little bit more luscious. Okay, one second. He's not going to be happy, you know. He's a very, very busy man. Okay, just you too. Don't hold your breath. Breathe, nose, mouth, or else your chest will explode.
And Donna just sort of looks over to Caleb and just do what he says.
seriously?
And Donna's just sort of like, she still sort of has her kind of hand around this one. And she's like, was expecting a fight and is now completely confused because this doesn't seem like a problem that fists are going to solve. And so she's just sort of waiting to see what is going to happen here.
So each one of the lights on the various objects and such around glows. You notice each one of them is some kind of like a cult symbol or sigil, like as they start to take shape. And then one by one, they start to slowly light down. And as you look around you, you realize there is no longer a store around you. You just see this kind of white colored wall. What looks like the bits and pieces of like bush and other displays that was in this circle around you. You still got the two strong dudes. 1 second. Excuse me, ma'am. And he tries to very politely kind of move past you. And he turns the door knob because there's now a door behind you. And he pushes it open and he steps into what looks like this extremely like extravagant, like out of a TV show, out of a Hollywood set. There's lights, there's monitors, there's tons of people. They're all dressed in these very sleek black clothes. And go ahead, follow. Come on, easy. Come this way. I'm not gonna hurt you, but you don't want to stay in there. It collapses.
And Donna's just going to let go of this guy. And she's going to kind of be a little almost protective of Caleb and just sort of moving him along.
Hey, dude, where are we going?
That way, apparently. And
Fair.
Donna's just going to sort of move Caleb to follow.
Okay, and you guys kind of follow around. He kind of leads you to the back of the room, and he's like, Dr. Crepissel, these are the two that were causing trouble. And you see a man turn around, and it looks like a man you have seen before. As he walks towards you, this tall, slender man, Rob Petry. And he says, yes, their whole family has always proven to be a bit trouble. And we'll go ahead
Mr.
and
Peach
well,
Tree.
we're gonna end there, Adam. Adam, let it end.
Okay, I'm voting it in. Sorry, I ruined your dramatic moment. My bad.
It's all good, dude. Okay, and that's what we're end for.
It's the
tonight.
doctor.
Oh no.
Phil, you walk out of the back. You look around. No one's there.
Right.
You look down at Corbin.
What the hell?
Where'd it go? You're all alone. All right. Okay. Well, that's the end of that session. We will see where this goes next session.
Gosh.
You've met Mr. Jim Gallagher. You've met Ben Crenshaw. Those are some of the new names for tonight. Very excited.
Yes.
Cripple is not a golf name. That's just your. That would be crazy coincidental, but it's just your actual enemy villain thing.
Yeah.
Killed our granny,
Did he?
Oh no.
as far as we know.
What if he is our granny?
Exactly.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Jeremy's asking the right question. Okay. All right, we'll call it there. Let's do some. Fred Couples too. I forgot. We also met Fred Couples. Okay. I actually really liked Fred Couples as a kid because he had back problems. I had that. Never mind. No one really cares. All right, let's go ahead and do some closing plugs. Chuck, what is going on with Defenders of Cobalt this week?
Yeah, Wednesday, twitch.tv/Defenders of Cobalt. We've got Dungeon Crawl Classics. We're going through the classic campaign, Night Below.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Joe's making a game called Anvia, and we're doing a playtest of it. So check that out on Fridays. And then that's it for our week at large. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Burr, what about Steam Steel and Murr?
Oh, doing some Werewolf 20th anniversary tomorrow night. Friday, some BX, some classic Dungeons and Dragons. Saturday, Cyberpunk Red.
Very cool. Very cool. And Jeremy, tell us about this Patreon.
Yeah, and read some Patreon. We get comics, maps, tokens, fun stuff. Check it out.
Excellent. And Adam, what's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot, but I hope to have some news here soon.
Okay. Fair enough.
Very soon.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
Cool. 2 weeks. 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. I might have to make a new command. I'm going to have to make a new command. Okay. Fantastic. All right. As for us, our next game is hopefully tomorrow night. We've unfortunately had some scheduling stuff pop up with our Marvel game, but hopefully we're back to it tomorrow night. We're not 100% sure, but that's the goal. But we will be back on Thursday with more Werewolf the Apocalypse. We're playing the new 5th version. You can see Jeremy and Melissa in that game. Friday, we're doing Warhammer 40k Wrath and Glory as we are playing through the Litanies of the Lost. And Saturday, we're back to Call of Cthulhu, running through our Eternal Lies campaign. Next Monday, it's going to be a Fragged Empire night. And in 2 weeks, we'll be back with more Monster of the Week and see just how this thing ends and kind of go from there. If you haven't checked out the YouTube page, Adventures in Lollygagging, please do. We have all sorts of games over there. Both games we're running now and games that have been there for forever. If you wouldn't mind following, that'd be great. And while you're doing that, give DOK a follow, give Steam Still Murder a follow. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Let's go ahead and raid somebody. And everybody who was throwing out like subs at the very beginning of the stream, thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. But that's about it. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.